Welcome back to another one of our videos. First thing on our to-do list is to set up our new 200 litre 43 gallon aquarium. This tank is located in the kitchen and will be housing our Santa Maria Endler and Yellow Neocaridina shrimp colonies. My partner has just finished spray painting some direct glass paint on the back of the aquarium. This was brought from a place called One Stop Aerosols, link in the description, and we've placed a couple of ceramic floor tiles at the bottom. The hardscape we have chosen to use is Superfish aquascaping rock. In this case it's a grey mountain rock which we particularly enjoy the look of. Under the aquarium substrate we will be using a layer of garden peat to really help the plants grow as fast as possible. It should be noted this is organic premium grade peat that doesn't contain any chemicals or pesticides. We've used this peat in several of our aquariums over the years as an inexpensive alternative to branded aquarium peat plant fertilisers. So far it's worked like a charm for us in terms of encouraging fast and healthy plant growth, and it's at a fraction of the cost of traditional plant tabs and fertilisers. It should also be noted that we have never had an adverse effect on our shrimp or fish by using this method. The plants we've chosen to roll with in this aquarium are Hydrophila rosae australis and Hydrophila polysperma. These are both very easy to keep aquarium plants that don't require any CO2 or have high lighting demands in order to thrive. The mountain rocks are in and a layer of peat has been compacted behind them. We've added a layer of standard aquarium substrate on top of the garden peat. The reason you want to do this is because if you don't, once you fill the aquarium with water, most of the peat will just simply rise to the surface of the aquarium. Next step is to fill the aquarium. While that's filling, we may as well show you the projects we have going on up top, as we haven't shown any of these in any of our videos yet. So this is our Skittles Neo shrimp tank, which also houses some clown killifish. We're getting a lot of interesting coloured Neos from this tank, as well as a fair amount of wild types, as you can probably see. We really enjoy this tank because of the different variations being thrown from having a mixed Neo tank. To the right we have another one of our cross guppy tests. In this case it's a German yellow female guppy and a Ginga rubra male guppy. The male seems to have gone AWOL and is probably hiding in the back right now. So this could be an interesting cross, and as soon as they've dropped fry and the fry fully coloured up, we'll post a dedicated video on how that cross turned out. And on the right we have a small Nerite breeding setup. This contains zebra and racer Nerites. This is a brackish setup as the snails require brackish water to enable the eggs to hatch. There's an absolute ton of eggs all over the glass, so fingers crossed these will hatch soon. All of the plants are in, and as you can see very little of the garden peat made it to the surface. So far so good. Now what we want to do is speed up the cycle of the aquarium so that we can add fish in it in a day or two. To achieve this I'm simply going to squeeze an aquarium sponge from another established aquarium to automatically add all the necessary beneficial bacteria required once we add the fish and shrimp in a couple of days. Just 1 week later and the Santa Maria Endlers and the Yellow Neos are now in. As you can see the water is absolutely crystal clear and hasn't been stained by the garden peat in the slightest. The plants have grown amazingly well for a single week's growth, and I predict in another week from now they will have reached the surface and need to be cut back. So all in all, for us at least, the garden peat is doing a fantastic job at growing these aquarium plants in record time and at a fraction of the cost of compared to other aquarium fertilizers. The fish and shrimp are super happy and seem to be enjoying their new setup, so no negative side effects for them either from using the peat. To compare the growth rate, I'll show you an aquarium in the fish room that we set up, I believe was 3 weeks ago now. It's the same setup with the same plants, the same lighting, it's just minus the garden peat under the substrate. 3 weeks later, the growth is noticeably much slower in comparison. As you can see, while the plants are healthy, though maybe not as brightly coloured, and we are using aquarium fertilisers, we're using this one in fact, which cost about the same as a huge bag of garden peat, to be fair. The garden peat is clearly a winner in terms of spurring plant growth and at a fraction of the cost of the aquarium plant fertilisers, so well worth bearing in mind and possibly experimenting with yourselves. This is one of our hallway aquariums that used to house our Santa Maria and yellow Neos that are now in the kitchen. So we've stripped this down and we're just going to do the same thing as what we did in the kitchen essentially. The superfish rocks are in and a random aquarium bridge we had laying around. And as you can see, we've also added the layer of garden peat. The top layer of aquarium substrate is now in on top of the garden peat just to hold it down and stop it rising through the surface once the water's been added. Four days later, the plants had already noticeably grown well. We were thinking of putting some crypts around the fronts and the sides of the rock pile. The fry you can see in this aquarium are F2 fry from our yellow tiger and lacrosse metal black lace guppy. We've decided we're going to try and pursue this line, and if we can get them breeding true, that would be amazing. That's about it for this one, guys. So we're steadily working our way around all 30 of our aquariums and using the methods we've shown in this video. Any day now we'll be starting our summer tubbing videos, so now that the temperatures in the UK are picking up, so keep an eye out for them. As always, we would like to thank everyone who has taken the time to subscribe to us, and we hope to bring you more content every week on our fish, shrimp, snail and now crab keeping journey.